Let's get it. Come on. As one Crookshank, your one and only Move Swiftly speaker, checking in for a daily Move Swiftly thought, giving you a perspective on teamwork you will not get anywhere else. One of the more challenging 6-mile runs that I've done in a while. I did some impromptu running yesterday. Did a lemonade stand with the kiddos and running around with them. Took a lot more out of me than I thought it would. So, paying for it now. But it did get done. As far as today's Move Swiftly thought, I have been enjoying some absolutely fantastic podcast interviews this past week. Started with Stephen A. Smith and Brandon Tatum. Boy, did I enjoy that one. I enjoyed that one. Myself, it's a person that seeing those two kind of looks at those two as the standard in regards to the content creation game, especially being black males, putting it out there constantly, just being as authentic and working towards a level of authenticity, especially when this recording, when these recordings are going and continuously working towards that, getting comfortable enough to where you could just speak. You mess up on a word, just keep on rolling, So just listening to them speak and then listening to Brandon Tatum's actual commentary on the interview was absolutely a pleasure. Then there was a Dave Portnoy and Megyn Kelly. Yeah, I enjoyed that one because they were broaching subjects about the Bill Belichick situation. Myself, huge, absolutely psychotic, insane Michigan fan, which is what actually today's Move Swiftly thought is about. But seeing Dave Portnoy and Megyn Kelly, two worlds. One's, he's the founder of Barstool Sports, by the way, and hearing how that got started and kind of putting together in my mind how we can possibly collab given my work and how he built his network, and Megyn Kelly doing what she does and not being that typical white girl on TV who's afraid to call people out on their shit. She really got she got it. She has it. She definitely has it. Megyn Kelly definitely has it. But the one that takes the cake was Coach Jim Harbaugh on Rich Eisen's show. Oh my goodness. I saw it yesterday, and I literally stopped what I was doing for the next 38 minutes and tuned in to that interview. Oh my goodness. And it led to today's Move Swiftly thought because, seeing two, again, as a diehard, just psychotic Michigan fan, those two are legends, all right? Legends in the game, legends in how they think in terms of the way they approach the game, all of that stuff, all right? So let me just tell you why the thumbnail today is all about front team. It's titled Front Team. It's because in that interview with Rich Eisen and Jim Harbaugh, he said something about listen, I've been playing the game of football, I've been watching the game of football my entire life. I still don't know everything. There's always, he doesn't know everything. Nobody, doesn't matter what it is. Every year there's something new about the game. What I did know, however, is the importance of the offensive line and the people up front, offensive and defensive line, and that's how games are really actually won and lost, all right? So, Coach Jim Harbaugh believes in that same philosophy. This is why Michigan, for the past, 2 years, they got the Jim Moore Award, which goes to the best offensive line. They got that award for 2 straight years when he was there, right? And he said something that really struck a chord. In fact, Sherman Moore, current head coach, was the offensive line coach. There's a element to the program that that took me from fan to super psychotic, insane fan because of the way they approach the game and what they believe in when it comes to the offensive and defensive lines, right? So he said something on the interview that allowed me to understand it in a whole new way, all right? He said, name one other position on the football field in which if they don't do their job well, that is so... Wait, he said it like this. Let me make sure I get him quoted correctly. He said, there's no other position in football in which if they do well, the other positions don't do well. Basically meaning, if an offensive lineman doesn't block, well, nobody else can do their job, right? But a receiver can do their job perfectly, running back, quarterback, and the fullback and all that kind of stuff. They can all do their jobs well, and the offensive lineman doesn't really matter for the offensive lineman if they do their job well. It's a position that you have to depend on. You have to depend on them to do their job in order for everything else to work. And that's really, really an important lesson because the way I built out my business, the framework and the acronym SWIFTly. It stands for skilled workers. Again, those are those receivers and running backs that I was just referring to, guys that just got incredible talent, just unbelievable athletic ability. Then you have the well-informed workers, quarterbacks and tight ends, those type of guys who they are doing multiple things. They have a lot of information. It's based on the information, like the quarterback's information, based on what he knows. It's going to put these skilled people in the right position. But then you have your front team workers that are putting the screws on this handle, right? They're putting the pavement down. They're making sure people can go on these roads, that these cars have a nice clean surface to ride on. They're fixing potholes. They're doing things that everybody else needs to have done in order for them to do their jobs well. And that's where we got to get the core of it. The core of when you're building out your business and building out your frame, building out what it is, your organization, you have got to make sure that backbone, that spine, and that front team work is absolutely taken care of on a daily basis. If it's not, I'm telling you, if it's not, the whole thing it's a liability. The whole thing's a liability. So easily, man, go check it out yourself. It's Rich Eisen, Jim Harbaugh. Absolute pleasure for any, especially if you're a diehard Michigan fan tuning into my work. You already know it was a blast. So all that being said, I'm recording this on a Sunday, so happy Sunday to you guys. Check out Back on It with Stay Hired Sunday with Miss Kimberly Blue. In fact, that's probably going to be one of the subjects we broach later on today in Stay Hired Sunday. I do with my good friend Kimberly Blue every single Sunday. So tune into that. Main website to check out to dive deeper into everything I'm doing. It's makeyourmove.com. That's makeyourmove.com. One-stop shop for all your teamwork and your self-development needs. As one, Crookshank, your one and only Move Swiftly speaker checking out. You guys continue to move swiftly. We will talk more soon.